Welcome to Voice First TV. My name is Ian Utile. We're here at the NASDAQ Entrepreneurial Center in San Francisco, California. And I'm here with Dave from Pound 250 to tell us all about what you do. I heard you for the first time at the Alexa conference, and I'm like, oh, that is such a brilliant idea. So why don't you explain why I would have responded that way when I first heard it?
Well, because it works on everybody's mobile phone right now, and there's nothing to install. It's native to the telephony system, in fact. So what is Pound 250? Let's start with that. So it's a universal mobile speed dial. It works on everybody's mobile phone, and the reason it does is because it's programmed into the carrier's networks and their switches, not into your device. So that makes it device independent, and in fact, you don't even need a smartphone. You just need a phone, or could be a flip phone, and you can access our platform, which is basically an IVR in the cloud. And then, how we use that today is Pound 250 plus a spoken keyword is a replacement for an advertiser's random 10-digit number that nobody can remember.
Right.
So, like the analogy I just gave in there is that, if at the dawn of the World Wide Web, if you invited somebody to visit your website by saying, "Hey, just visit us online at 113.25.495.2," you'd get this many visitors, right? Because nobody can remember random number strings.
Right.
That's why we invented domain names, because people can remember words.
Right.
So my whole reason for being here at the Alexa conference is, well, that's our current business model, which is helping advertisers.
Yeah.
But the same idea, spoken keyword, and I'll say ubiquitous, 100% accessible. That keyword could be a wake word for an Alexa skill, for example. And so if you're a skill developer, why would you want to limit the accessibility to just the 26% of adults with a smart speaker when you could have everybody with a mobile phone accessing your skill? Now, certainly if they do it through a device, there's advantages to that because, maybe you've pre-registered and Alexa knows who it's talking to. But, we have ways of getting there, and we can't directly control your smart home, for example, but there are integrations that we could build on the back end that would still make that happen. And like I just said out there, well, where does Alexa live anyway? Or where does Google Assistant live? It lives in the cloud. So there's really no reason why it's got to be tied to a device, or just Apple phones and not Android phones, right? Because the intelligent agent is in the cloud. So all we got to do is provide ubiquitous access, and it basically get Alexa to take a phone call, which today it really can't do, right? Because at least not directly. But once we do that, it's completely device independent, right? All the people in the audience here, they're trying to get their solution to win the car, right? But there's going to be inevitable fragmentation, right? Because even Google will not win all the cars or manufacturers, and even Amazon is not going to win 100%. So you're going to have fragmentation all over again. And so what you need is an access method that spans or transcends all of those devices or ecospheres. And that's my pitch.
So as the Chief Marketing Officer of Pound 250, what is your intention like at a conference like this? To tell the message for what end? For more customers? For formal partners? For biz dev? What are you marketing to and for?
Well, again, in some sense, I'm not trying to sell anything to anybody. On the other hand, who I would say my key target is skill developers.
Okay.
Because instead of talking to this many people, talk to this many people, right? You want more people using your skill, right? It's like an artist who paints masterpieces in his cabin in Utah. No, that doesn't do the world any good. You want your skill to be accessible by everybody. So I'm trying to convince developers or even Alexa itself or SoundHound or one of the other voice-based agents. Why be in only Hyundais when you could be on everybody's mobile phone, right? Now, developers are like this. and they get infatuated with their own technology a lot of times, and they forget about the marketing part of it. So my one message today was reach. It's all about reach.
Yeah.
You can't get more users unless you make it accessible to more users.
Right. Yeah. Any other things that you'd want to share with those that are tuned in live or watch the archive about your intention with Pound 250? Like, for instance, what makes 2019 a super successful year on December 31st?
Well, again, our current business is really helping direct response radio advertisers. So we're replacing the hard to remember 10-digit phone numbers. But I want to, and that's a great business, but because it's a win-win-win, right? We make a little money by licensing the keywords. The advertiser gets 50 to 100% more calls than they were before, so their advertising ROI goes through the roof. But again, using the basic functionality of our platform, I want more non-advertising uses. So that's like, hey, Mayo Clinic, what do I do? I just burned my finger, what do I do? And Mayo Clinic's got a skill, right? But when I burn my finger in the backyard, I'm not standing next to my Echo.
Right.
But I got my phone in my pocket. So success for me is convincing some skill developers, especially prominent ones, like the one that did the Mayo Clinic, first aid skill, or the Tide stain remover skill. I want people accessing those skills through the Pound 250 platform instead of being dependent on their Echo or their Google Home.
Right.
Yeah. And then ultimately, where we hope to go is, get a spoken keyword from our platform, and you can access a brand engagement, you can access a skill, you can access the Library of Congress, and it's pure voice. You just say what you want, and you get what you want, purely by voice, and it works on everybody's phone right now. So that's ubiquitous, frictionless, and it leverages all the great technology that all these people are building.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Doug at Fresh Digital. At the Alexa conference when you gave your presentation, he ran up and gave you his business card as you're coming off the stage. I'm like, well, he is pumped about it.
By the way,
I remember, I'm like, well, yeah, I get it. I mean, it sounds like a cool thing. How do people get a hold of you?
You dial on your mobile phone, you dial pound 250 and say, get more calls, and that'll connect to us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you for your attention. We'll be back after we play a video. I'm just going to throw you a Frisbee. Let's play a little catch and have some fun.